Cuckoo, everybody. I am Coach Rab and welcome to my new channel. Just to be clear, I am not a chess coach, not even close. I'm actually a health and wellness coach that usually runs around in his kilt and helps people improve their overall health and well-being. But I just happen to love chess. Now, years ago, I think I was maybe 4 or 5 years old when my dad taught me how to play chess. And like a lot of people, they learned how the moves worked. They're like, oh, right, that's cool. And then went back and played Super Mario, that kind of thing. Years later, I've always been into gaming, but I've just not been able to find a game that's really scratched that tactical itch. Played lots of different war games over the years, and chess being the classical war game and all that. A lot of the games just weren't quite doing it for me. And lo and behold, a friend of mine, Preston, who lives in Alaska, chatting away with him, and he said he was playing online chess. I thought, oh, great, I'll maybe get into that, or get back into that, should I say. And then basically played a few games. Now, to be honest, it was probably just sheer luck. If you've not played chess in a while and you understand what the pieces do, it's like, charge! You just move your pieces up the board, and it's quite overwhelming. And I think I honestly caught him off guard and got lucky. And a couple of games later, my luck ran out and he won. And he won again. And he won again. And some people might have just quit at that point. Some people are like, that's it, I'm done with it. You know, people don't like losing too much. It loses the fun of it. But when you want to be good at something, you want to compete, you want to enjoy the process, then it's all about learning from your mistakes. And that was one of the approaches I took. I thought, well, you know, chess is enjoyable, but playing chess better is even more enjoyable. So I've embarked on a bit of a journey to improve my chess rating. Now, at point of filming this, I think I just cleared 1300 on my daily ELO, and I'll explain that in a second. But the goal for this year is to get up to 1500 on daily and then eventually build up overall. Now, what is an ELO? So the ELO score is like your chess rating, much like a golfer's handicap, if you like. Now on chess.com, shout out, you can play different formats of the game. Now at the moment, my daily rating, now daily, let's be clear what that is, it's a nice relaxed format. You can set 1, 3, 7 and even 14-day move timers, right? So you've got all the time in the world. You play your move, your opponent plays theirs, you've got up to goodness knows how many days to play one single move again. The benefit of that is that you can sit there and you can scratch your head and think of all the possibilities. There's no time pressure as such, and you can play your move. And if you win, your ELO rating goes up. If you lose, it goes down if you're playing a rated game. So my goal for this year is to get up to 1500. Now, to be clear, there is a gigantic skill gap between having all the time in the world to think about it and another score which is known as your rapid score. Now, the rapid score has got a little green logo on chess.com and is more akin to tournament play. That's when you have sometimes 10-minute games, 15-minute games, or 30-minute games where you've only got your move timer. And all the time, if you're delaying on playing your move, your time is just ticking away. The minute you play a move, your time freezes and it passes the ball to your opponent. The time pressure's on, and the huge skill gap. There are players in this world that have, you know, ELO scores, as in tournament ELO rapid, way up in the late 2800s. I'm nowhere near that. I think mine's like 700 or something, right? And that shows you the skill gap. But the whole point of this channel is I'm going to show you the process that I'm going through to try and get better, because I have got better. I am definitely better than I was before, and I'm enjoying the learning process. Now on this channel, I will showcase different formats because as my learning process have gone on, I learned different openings, which we'll discuss those. They allow you to set your play up fine. That's the door banging. One moment. Welcome back. Yeah, your chess opening allows you to get the best setup for you and your style of play. There's openings for black, there's openings for white. You can actually play them crossover, although the layout of the board's slightly different. So, you know, I learned an opening. Obviously, there's tactics involved. I think there's 23, at least 23 tactics, or maybe more. But there's a lot of tactics involved. Little tricks that you can use as well. What I then also did was start getting into playing puzzles. Puzzles is when they give you a snapshot of a board in a certain position. You have to try and solve the best position. And while some of the pros say not to do them too often because with a puzzle, you know there's a solution. You know there's a checkmate sitting there or something major. And the best players, you know, can create their own situations rather than you just being handing it. But regardless, the puzzles have definitely helped my game. And with on chess.com, you've got Puzzle Battle, Puzzle Rush, and your overall increase in puzzle score. The puzzle score works very similarly to your ELO. When you get a bunch of puzzles right, your score goes up. When you get them wrong, it comes down, so it can get frustrating as it's going up. I think my puzzle score is sitting around 2,000 rating at the moment, so I'm doing okay on that one. So I'll be doing puzzles, and I will actually then be doing some live streaming also when I feel a bit more confident, and subscribers on the channel can then hit me up and have a game. So that is the long-term goal, and what I'm trying to do with this channel is selfishly document my journey, because I'd like to have a lot of my games on there. And but also I want to inspire others. You know, if anybody ever wants to give that a go, give chess a go, they might be like, you know what, I don't know where to start, don't understand it. You know, if you just start off small and just look to progress and enjoy the process, you will absolutely get there. Now, there will be times on this channel that I will celebrate. To be clear, I will never celebrate a victory as such, because I think that's poor etiquette. But I will celebrate sometimes the method of victory. There are two finishing moves I'm very, very fond of. One's known as a smothered mate. I really, really like that, especially when someone falls for it, or not necessarily falls for it, sometimes they can't do anything about it. And the other one, it's called Legal's Mate, or officially I think it's Legal's Mate, which is another one which ties in. The reason I'm excited about Legal's Mate is one you can do in about 6 or 7 moves, I think, and it ties into one of the openings that I use. So in other words, it's very possible that it would come up in one of my games. That door is amazing. So yeah, I'm very excited about Legal's Mate, or Legal's Mate, whatever you say it, because it's likely that it would come up in one of my games, so I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for it. So if I ever achieve that, I will celebrate that type of victory. Same with the smothered mate. I will celebrate any time I've hit new landmarks with the ELO score, or puzzle scores, or puzzle rush or anything. So we'll go along the way. Like I say, this year's goal is to get my daily ELO, that's the one where you've got loads of time to think about it, up to 1,500. Next year's goal will be to build on the rapid score. And like I said, there is a huge skill gap between having all the time in the world and having limited time. I'm just hoping that along the way, as I improve, I'll hopefully be able to build. And the way to do that is to just keep learning, practicing drills, watching videos, playing games, doing puzzles, all that kind of stuff, which I'll showcase right here. Again, chess.com, I'm not affiliated with them, but I would strongly recommend, if you are interested, to go on and check that out. If you want to give it a go, why not? And the good thing about it is that if you ever do play a game online, it matches you up with somebody with your within your skill gap. Now, please remember, if you do sign up to chess.com, there's the free option, of course. It gives you a starting ELO of, I think it's either 4 or 800. The problem is you're going to get matched against other 800s, and you'll probably lose your first couple of games. It will bring your ELO down, and eventually your handicap will balance out. You'll start to play people at your level, and then you'll start to get your wins-loss ratio much, much better. So I would say hang in there if that is you. Hang in there. Don't just quit after the first couple of games. Definitely stay in there if you can. All right, everybody, so thank you so much. I'll be posting videos as often as I can. Whenever I play people, I will always ensure that I hide their names, as it's not fair, because I don't want to be showcasing. When I'm doing the live streaming, I'll have to solve how to do that so that people, you know, because people play chess and want to be private, and I don't want to be breaching that in any shape or form. But when I'm doing my game reviews, I will keep names anonymous, and I'll hide their usernames, etc. So you just see my plays. A lot of the time I'll be reflecting, like some of the videos I've got planned in the early stages is reflecting on silly things I've done. Like one of the ones I've got planned was a game that I was winning until I wasn't. And it was just like, oh, it's frustrating. Because the benefit with the chess games as well is when you finish a game, their chess engines do a game review, and it shows you the moves that you probably should have done and that might have worked out better. So when you work through that afterwards, you can learn from your mistakes, which is quite good. It's quite frustrating though, especially when you've thought you've played really well, you maybe won the game, and then the game review says, well, actually, Rab, you could have won 5 moves earlier. I'm like, didn't see that. So anyway, I'm going to showcase that along the way. So I hope you enjoy the content. With all these things, remember, like, comment, make sure you're subscribed, ring the notification bell. That all helps when you're watching through. And if you've got any suggestions, or if you play chess yourself, hit me up and we can have some games. It's all good fun. Thank you very much.